time for Ink the Book Show with your host, Ryan O'Connor. And now, let's ink the book. Jiminy Crickets. We're here. I need to put my hat on because I don't like my hair. Whoa, the camera's a little, let's see if that helps. It's a little clearer, right? I think. It's a little fuzzy. So, I'm going to move you here. Oh, look at my Viking helmet. My cardboard Viking helmet that I made for Halloween is there in the background. It fits like just on the top of the lampshade. Though it just looks like a glowing ghost Viking is coming up behind me to slaughter me. I didn't do a show yesterday. I kind of have an excuse. Kind of. And it starts with me procrastinating most of the morning. I was drawing yesterday morning, drawing some bugs, and I was almost done coloring it. And when I was stricken by the sudden need to clean this room and get everything organized. This bookshelf right in front of me was a disaster, and now it's all neat and organized again. Every few months it seems like I have to reorganize that. And then beside that, like everything was just everywhere in here, so I was getting a little cagey about it. So got that organized, but then my roommates who were on a trip, I mentioned that they are a couple. It's my best friend of like almost 15 years. Let's see, 2006. No, probably like 2003 or 4. So almost 20 years, I think. Yeah. We moved into this place together, and then about 5 years ago, and then his girlfriend moved in last year, like just about a year ago, and she got a new job recently, and so they took a trip to Stark Rock, and to kind of like celebrate that. But when they came back, I found out that he had proposed to her, so they got engaged, and I was kind of celebrating with them last night, hanging out with my buddy. So I decided to forego the show last night. After a while, and so I'm doing that page today. I had to because Mean past me did the nasty thing of drawing this page, but I didn't do any of the books on the shelf. What a jerk I was to do that to myself. Because I know I hate drawing books. I was even talking about it on the previous shows where I had to draw all these books. I don't know why, but I'm always compelled to put bookshelves in backgrounds. And it's always so tedious. So that was a little treat I left for myself. On the last show, I was talking about all kinds of spooky stuff. Ooh. was talking about like how it seemed like our basement was haunted when I was a kid. The house my parents lived in before the one they live in now, when I was a teenager. I don't know how I feel about that. I was talking about how I'm pretty sure I saw a supernova in the sky one time. Other weird things I'd seen in the sky throughout my life. What else? Talked about sleep paralysis. I talked a lot about my family's history, like uncanny moment with sleep paralysis. I was talking about, I remember I brought up this one creature I'd seen crawling out of the road one time. I feel like that was a good show. I had a lot to say on that one. I don't know how much I have to say on this one. Let's see. So yeah, yesterday I was just I kind of stopped drawing to start cleaning, and I think procrastination often looks like you're very busy, but it's just procrastination. You know what I mean? I mean, this room did need to be cleaned up, but I should have gotten more done yesterday too. And today I was kind of lazy, but I'm doing everything I need to do today. Am I on screen? I don't think I am. Am I? No, sir, I'm not. Pardon me. I'm also talking kind of quietly, but let's see if we can fix that. What else? What was I just saying? I was cleaning my room here yesterday. Did I find anything? Did I Is there anything notable to that? I don't think so. Oh, I think I did realize something late last night. Oh, yeah. So I have this big bottle of Speedball ink here on my desk, which I was like, I think that's going to last me the whole project. If it doesn't, I have 2 smaller bottles of Speedball ink on my bookshelf, which I didn't realize I had. So I am inked for years. No, that's really cool. I don't know where I got those. Maybe I bought them myself and forgot. I don't know. So that was nice, but I didn't even realize it when I was cleaning. I thought of it later on when I was talking to my buddy. They were actually, I think we were talking about Christmas presents, and they were like, "Do you need ink?" I was like, "No, actually, I think I'm good for the whole project with this one bottle. Actually, we're pretty close to it." And then as I was saying that, I realized I had seen 2 other bottles when I was cleaning my room. So that's nice to know. See, sometimes past Ryan surprises me in a good way. Sometimes past Ryan is a jerk. Today I cooked some shepherd's pie, which is very carby. I'm trying to go easy on them carbs, but it's what was shipped to me. Because I ordered it like forever ago. Or I put that in a while back. I don't know. Anyway, what else is going on? Oh, I watched the movie. What did I watch? Raising Arizona by the Coen brothers. That was good. Like I'm a big fan of the Coen brothers. I didn't know that until like maybe. Well, I don't know. When did I watch? It had to be longer than 5 years ago when I first watched. My first Coen brothers movie was Burn After Reading, where a buddy of mine recommended it to me, and I really liked it. And so I checked out, I think, Fargo next, and Barton Fink, and I really liked those. I really like Barton Fink. And then I saw another one called The Gambit. What did they do on that? Because that one was so different, and I don't even remember it. The Gambit. Coen brothers. It's called Gambit. Let's see. From 2012. Michael Hoffman. No, directed by Michael Hoffman, starring Colin Firth, Cameron Diaz, Alan Rickman, Stanley Tucci. It's a remake of the '66 film of the same name, starring Shirley MacLaine and Michael Kane. This version is written by Joel and Ethan Coen. Yeah, I barely remember this. Well, I saw that one. Wasn't very memorable, apparently. I've seen The Big Lebowski. That's actually probably the first one I've seen. But my brother wanted me to watch that with him one time. And that one I don't remember either. But I don't think I was too attentive to it. I don't think I gave it much of a chance. But yeah, Raising Arizona was really good. I thought it was going to be a little more serious before getting into it. And it was just a real funny movie. It was a big, a classic Coen Brothers comedy of errors. It was good. It's about Nicolas Cage and Holly Hunter, who's really beautiful. I don't think I know her from anything other than like The Incredibles. And she is so beautiful in that. But Nicolas Cage and Holly Hunter. So Nicolas Cage, he's like this small-time criminal. He's always getting busted and going to jail. And Holly Hunter was always the officer taking his mugshot. And so they kind of like know each other over the years. They've gotten to know each other over the years, and he gets out and swears he's not going to prison anymore. And they kind of get together and get married, and they're trying to have a kid, and let's see, what was I thinking here? What is that? And then they find out that she isn't able to have kids. So they see this local celebrity kind of guy. He's a furniture salesman, but he's in the commercials and everything. They know him from the TV, and him and his wife have recently had quintuplets, and there's an interview that they read where they jokingly say like, "Oh, they're too much to handle," and so Holly Hunter and Nicolas Cage get it. Their names are Hi and Ed. So Holly Hunter's name is Edwina or Ed, and Nicolas Cage's name is like Hi, like Herbert something, and he goes by Hi, and what else? So they decide they'll kidnap one of Nathan Arizona's babies, since they have so much and they themselves have so little. They kind of justify it like that. And then also a couple of Nicolas Cage's buddies from prison break out and come to visit. It's good. It's a good movie. I enjoyed it. What else have I seen of theirs? I saw. I didn't see Buster Scruggs or any of that. I saw. What was it called? What was it called? I have to look it up. It's not even listed at the top of their Wikipedia page with the rest of the films. It lists like 12 of their films at the top. Oh, I don't see it here either. Oh, here it is. Hail Caesar. That's the one. I saw that one in theaters with my buddies. And that one didn't grab me very much, but the cowboy in that, trying to, like, the cowboy they got being an actor. I forget. He's like some, like, rodeo performer guy. And they want him in the film because he's good looking or something. But he can't act for crap. And it was, I feel like it was a little unfortunate that for that movie that they put their best scene was the trailer, and then the rest of the movie almost had nothing much to offer in a way. That I don't recall that one very well, but yeah, it's like, what was it? Would that it were so simple. Clancy Brown's in that one. And my parents swear that they knew him back in the day before he was a big shot. Before he was in Highlander 2. I forget. Some movie I haven't seen. My parents swear they knew Clancy as an up and coming, like he was studying acting, he was trying to become an actor, and he was going out. They swear they knew him when he was a bartender, and when he was like going out to Hollywood for Highlander, I think. They reckon. Let's see. But I don't know. I listened to an interview and where he was talking about, coming up, and he never said anything about being in Chicago. He was from like Ohio or something. Let's see, where is he in this? I don't see his name listed here, but I know he was in it. Not very prominently, I suppose. Let's see, Clancy Brown. And Clancy Brown's like a kind of a big deal in our. It was kind of a big deal in our house. I mean, he was not only was he Mr. Krabs on SpongeBob, but he was Dr. Neo Cortex in the Crash Bandicoot games, which were huge in our house. His first mainstream movie was Bad Boys. Let's see, filmography. Bad Boys, The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai Across the Eighth Dimension, Thunder Alley, The Bride, Highlander. And I was born in 87. Started in 83 with Bad Boys. Yeah, my parents swear they knew him when he would like he'd often disappear to California. I don't know if that was a like he was going like or he did one day or something, just went off to California to because he landed a role. Oh, this is gonna take me forever. Can't really get too sidetracked. Okay, we're gonna not be so slow and precious about this. What can I talk about without looking stuff up every 5 seconds? I can talk about Crash Bandicoot. What's to talk about? It's a great game. I can't play any video games because I'm so terrible. But if I had one to pick that I wanted to play, it would probably be Crash Bandicoot 2 Cortex Strikes Back. Maybe Crash Bandicoot 3. And I own the revamped trilogy. What do you call it? The Insane trilogy, where they polished them off for re-release for the PlayStation something. If I wasn't going to play Crash Bandicoot, I would probably play like Donkey Kong Country or something. You know what I really liked? I liked playing Super Mario 2 6 Golden Coins on my Game Boy. Wasn't that the first appearance of Wario, if I'm not mistaken? What is going on? There's some to do with cars outside. Maybe they're trying to fix my. Yeah. So this morning, it's my roommate, my my best friend's fiance. I mean, they're both my friends, and they both live with me. They're both my roommate. I don't know what to call them, but Tyler and Lindsay, I'll call them. They so today was her first day at her new job, and her car wouldn't start. So so she used my car. So they might be trying to fix her car out there. Oh, mama. What other video games were there? So there was Earthworm Jim, which we really liked, but it was so hard that we couldn't get past like level 3. I think we got to I think we beat down the tubes once, and it was like a miracle. But I don't remember what the next level was. But then we died and had to start all over, and I don't think we ever got there that far again. Like I think my brother figured out how the crashy the little AirPod or whatever it was worked. Fun, and we were little kids, and it could not figure out how to survive that. And then we like my brother finally did, and we beat it. And I think I remember major mucus being a thing, and then I think we got mauled on that, and then back to square one, New Junk City. What else? My dad always thought Earthworm Jim going "ow" was funny. And that's what I'm always saying when I hit my head on the camera here. I'm gonna pull this out because I keep getting off camera. With apologies. And see, there's my hat hitting the dang camera. Take a shot. What else? There's a game called F-Zero that we got like at the same time that we got Earthworm Jim. It was a racing game. That was interesting. Right? Or was F-Zero... Pardon me. Water. There's F-Zero for the GameCube. There was some interesting... I'm getting them mixed up. Is GameCube the first... No, N64. N64 we had F-Zero. Perhaps. Yeah. Yes. There was an F-Zero for the Super Nintendo, but I don't think we had it that early. I don't remember. Anyway. What else? There were some cool games that we got for the N64. I think F-Zero was Super Nintendo for us. But N64, what was that game? War Gods. There's a character called Exor. There's a character called Kabuki Joe. There's a voodoo guy. There's a clown guy, I recall. I don't know. That was fun. There was a game called Load Runner that I thought was really interesting, but I never got too far in it. It was kind of like a puzzle game. Load Runner. I would probably like that more now. What else? I remember like maybe 7 years ago, 8 years ago, I got like an emulator, a Super Nintendo emulator installed onto my laptop, and we bought like a USB controller, and I was just getting rip-offs of all kinds of games. Sometimes they didn't work, but when they did, it was a blast from the past. I mean, I always liked Super Mario. That was always a blast for me. It was like anything beyond that kind of skill level, I could not play. It wasn't for me. I'm a little brain dead when it comes to video games. I got time for them. Let's see. Here's this plant. So I'm gonna make that black in there. Tedious. I've been watching Norm Macdonald's old show, Norm Macdonald Live. I've been watching it on archive.com, and it just kind of runs all the episodes back to back. So I'm somewhere in season 2. I was just listening to rather. What was it? I saw David Spade today. Carl Reiner. That one was really good. I liked that. I'm not too familiar with Carl Reiner, really. But I know he just died last year. But he was a really lively guy. And he looked old then, but he seemed really really happy and lively. What else? Who else was there? Because I burned through a few episodes today, I think. I just put them on, and listen while I draw. Of course, all that listening, David Spade, Carl Reiner, and I was on Fred Willard, that's right. Okay, so that's all it was today. I don't know why my nose is running all of a sudden. Pardon me. What's this? Okay. We are fixing that. Yeah, my best friend's getting married, guys. I'm so happy. It's the best thing I can think of. Maybe I'll get married someday. There's a commotion outside. I think they're dealing with her car. What else? Were there other video games that I liked? I don't know. I really early fell off of video games, but there were ones that I liked to play from time to time. And I remember when I got my first Game Boy, I had to pick a game that I wanted, and I didn't know any games, I think I got there's something about Yoshi's Cookie. I didn't get it. I think I might have been trying to get it, and the guy talked me out of it. Said it was too hard. And I was like, okay, well, There's a Simpsons one. I got Krusty's Funhouse, and that game was really hard. That game was super hard. Again, I think I'd get it more now, but it was tough. I played a lot of Donkey Kong on Game Boy. Donkey Kong Land. Donkey Kong Land was Game Boy, right? And Donkey Kong Country was Super Nintendo. I think it took me a long time to realize that. I thought there was a parallel set of country and land on each platform. But I don't think that was the case. Oh man, so me and my brother were big into Crash Bandicoot, right? And he can actually play it. And I remember it was like we had realized that Crash Bandicoot had put out a new game in some form or another every year since it had started, and then it was done. And I think there was finally a lapse where like that was broken now. And let me see, games. Here's a list of games. I don't know, but then finally a new one was coming out called Mind Over Mutant. So I bought it, and we went to play it, and it is just not Crash Bandicoot. It couldn't be more not Crash Bandicoot. It was a dang tragedy. So if you get your hands on Mind Over Mutant, prepare to be disappointed. If you like Crash Bandicoot. But the new one that just came out, last year, 2019? Or 2020, I'm not sure. It's About Time, Crash Bandicoot 4. That I didn't get too far in that because I'm terrible, but that was really fun. It was hard, but it was cool. And it looked and felt a little different, but it had the right spirit, I think. From what I saw. And it doesn't feel like my door is closed, but it is. Oh, it sounds like she had a good day at work. Good first day. Boom, boom. Okay. So this big old batch of books is done. Good riddance to dang bookshelves. Of course, I have another bunch of books on the rest of this page to do. So it's almost 7:30. I've been on an hour. If this goes till 9, I'm gonna have to cut it off. Trying to find a point. It's kind of a point. There we go. I don't know if I have much more to say about video games. Let's see. I was a little boy, like 5. I'm trying to remember the earliest movies I liked. I really liked Home Alone as a little boy. I liked Gremlins. I liked Batman with Michael Keaton. Remember when Batman Returns came out? I was really big into. I really liked that. I liked the Penguin. I liked the penguins in the movie. We had gotten a Batman that came with like a couple of the penguins with like missile launchers on their backs. Those were cool. Like a figure. I don't know if I said that. Let's see what else. Oh, I really liked Jim Carrey when he was big. Like The Mask, Ace Ventura. What's the other one? And I guess all 3 of those movies came out the same year as like The Mask, Ace Ventura, and Deuce Bigelow? No. What else was he doing? The Mask. Dumb and Dumber? Yeah, pretty sure. It's like all three of those movies apparently came out the same year. There's this Newton's Cradle. Still clacking away on here. Talk about movies. Let's see. What else? There's a bunch of movies I've talked about on the channel. There was Deep Rising. Yeah, Deep Rising, which I rewatched recently. Free on YouTube. It was like the whole movie's on YouTube somewhere. I put a link in another video for it, but I talked about it. But yeah, I rewatched that movie a while back. It's like a monster movie, and I really like that still. It held up for me. It's like this cruise ship. There's this cruise ship, and I think they're trying to smuggle money off it or something. I forget. But there's three characters. I don't know, and they're trying to do something, and there's like this monster that's kind of like breaking into the ship. It's like a tentacle monster is like killing everybody in the ship. They're trying to just survive. It's good. I don't know. Okay. Um, It's a movie I haven't seen in a long time called Jawbreaker. I think Rose McGowan is in it. I think Judy Greer is in that. Uh, that almost doesn't sound right to me. No, surely it is. Jawbreaker. Judy Greer is in it. Okay. And I believe Marilyn Manson, the guy who is Marilyn Manson, is in that movie briefly. Now, I really remember liking that one, and also uh, Sugar and Spice. Really liked Dead Man on Campus. What else did I like? I've been talking about Stir of Echoes lately. I've been trying to find that. Though Sixth Sense was really good too. That came out at like the same time. I think Stir of Echoes got overshadowed by it, but I think I liked Stir of Echoes a little more. What else? What were some good movies? What were some fun movies? You know what I like? Oh, I liked Small Soldiers. That came out when I was in 5th grade. I really liked that. I bought that one for my nephew because he was really into Toy Story. I thought he would like Small Soldiers. I don't know if he ever watched it or what he thought of it if he did. But I liked that the monsters were the good guys. Because I was always really into monsters. I think that was Phil Hartman's last film. I remember when that movie came out, it was like right around the time he died, Phil Hartman. And I said to my dad, I was like, "Whoa, he must he must have filmed that movie before he died." And my dad goes, "Oh, you think?" I know my brother was really into um, Jackie Chan and Jean-Claude Van Damme for a long time, where he learned to do the splits and was doing them like in impossible places, like between like in doorways, like suspended in the air, like doing the splits in doorways. Because I think Jean-Claude Van Damme did something like that in one movie. Yeah, we always wanted to learn. We always wanted to do the splits. That doesn't sound as fun these days. You know what I was thinking? I used to be able to do cartwheels when I was a child. I couldn't even dream of doing a cartwheel today. Like, I can't imagine even trying to do one, which kind of seems sad to me. How the, you know, like, I think when you're a kid, the ground is soft. But the ground seems so hard now that I'm older. Okay, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. Got this. This kind of continues behind the panels. And then that panel cuts off there, you see. Okay. I liked Jingle All the Way with Sinbad and Arnold Schwarzenegger. I liked Blank Check, though I don't remember it. Remember that movie Mouse Hunt? What was that guy who was in Mouse Hunt and was also in Something About Mary? He kind of disappeared after that, didn't he? I liked that guy. The guy with that kind of high voice. He's like the crippled friend in Something About Mary, and you find out he's he's another liar in that movie. I liked a lot of Farrelly Brothers movies. You don't see much of them anymore. They did the Three Stooges, and then I think they called it quits. I don't know. I haven't seen them since then. Not that I'm aware of, anyway. Where did the Farrellys go? There's Mr. Shivers. Lecturing Bonehead. Oh, of course, one of my favorite movies, Screwed, with Mr. Norm Macdonald. God rest his soul. Dirty Work was good too. But Screwed with Norm Macdonald, Dave Chappelle, Danny DeVito. It is one of my favorite movies. Okay. Trying to think. What else? There's probably like 2 other movies I saw that I liked. Most movies, it seemed like they just took themselves too seriously, and I just kind of stopped trying to check out movies. Couldn't get into them. Well, you know what I did yesterday? I downloaded GarageBand on my phone. I'm trying to learn to figure that out. Tried putting something together yesterday. That ate up a chunk of my time. But it wasn't as intuitive as I thought it would be. I was a little confused on how to put tracks together. But I would like to learn. I like to make music, even though I'm not a musician. It is one of my goals, is to put out an album. Even though I'm not a musician. I always have to say that when I talk about making music. Because, I don't know. I want it clear that I don't know what I'm doing. I guess. Okay. Yeah, that looks good. It's a good drawing of Mr. Shivers from behind, I think. If I do say so. So they had been my roommates. I'll call them Tyler and Lindsay again. They showed up around like 3 o'clock, and I was up here drawing or whatever. I think I said hi to them, but that was it. And then it was like hours later, I came downstairs, and she goes, "Hey, when we were in Starved Rock, I found this. Really cool rock that I wanted to show you." And she holds out her hand like that. I'm like, and it took me a second. I was like, "Oh!" And yeah, she's like, "Yeah, I was gonna wait till you noticed." And I was like, "Well, I'm glad you didn't, because I never would have noticed. Because I'm thick." That's very cool. I'm so happy for them. I'm delirious. Doesn't it sound like it? No, but it was kind of like I had to kind of drop what I was doing and hang out with them. It was time to rejoice and be glad. I'm debating throwing this shadow here. Is that it? Does that work? Thick. Okay, I want to be careful about this smiley face because I want it to read clearly. So that. So So the first two characters I made up for this world were Bonehead and Mr. Shivers. And this is kind of the first scene I figured out long before I even planned on making a book. Probably back when it was still a video game in my mind. But it didn't make much sense to make that scene for a video game. And I think I was thinking of doing it as a book early on. Then I wanted to make a cartoon and did that. It was 10 years ago I made up Bonehead. It was 2011. No, it was 2012. So it was 9 years ago. I always think I graduated 2011. I graduated 2012. College, that is. Art school. Oh, I'm getting carried away. I don't want to eat the whole dang page with the pen. I want to use the brush. Okay. And oh, I was doing laundry. It's just sitting in the dryer right now. It's okay. We'll live. Okay. It's weird. So Tyler and Lindsay, who live with me, they went to Starved Rock. Then after church on Sundays, I usually go to my parents' house if I can. So I stopped over there, and I see cars in the driveway, and like my dad's work truck was in the driveway. My brother's car was there, but I go in and like nobody's around. Eventually, my brother came up and tells me that my parents are in Starved Rock. So I was wondering if they were going to run into each other, which wouldn't be the weirdest. Like, so my aunt has a cabin out in Starved Rock, right? And one time I was just out there hiking around, and it wasn't even like in the the canyons or whatever. I was just like in a like walking around a field. I think I was trying to get somewhere, and my aunt and uncle happened to stop alongside me. They were driving around and picked me up and took me to their cabin. It was just a weird. I happened to run into them while I was out there. I didn't know they were going to be out there. That was cool. It was a while back. I kind of found out about Starved Rock and I started going there all the time. And my mom got really excited about it, and I think they rented a cabin out there. I don't remember. And, like, to hang out one week, and then shortly after, I think she was telling my aunt about it, and then they went to hang out there, and fell in love with it. Bought a cabin out there. It was like, so I think inadvertently, I'm the reason that she has a cabin out there to begin with. That's my godmother, my Aunt Maureen, who I love very much, and my Uncle Guy, and they have two daughters, my cousin Jenna and Kristen, and Jenna has two sons, Emmett and Aiden. Now, that's all important to remember because, no, I don't know why I'm telling you any of that. Mental illness, perhaps. Too much ink on this brush. Okay. All right. That's fine. Okay. We're drawing. This is what brings meaning to my day. Whether I like it or not, if I don't draw, I usually don't got much more going for me. Like, if I don't let myself draw, kind of like yesterday, only I did have something going for me yesterday. My best friend got engaged, so it was like a celebratory thing. But you know, if I don't let myself draw, it's like it's almost like why get out of bed? Not really, but I mean, but this is what this is my like contribution to the world, I feel. Some days I just don't even feel like doing it. It's like I don't like that that's the case. Because it's kind of what I should be doing with my time. Getting better. I was watching a bunch of tutorials this morning. I forget what the guy's name was. Leeway? His last name was it Mark? His last name was Leeuwe, I believe. He's got a bunch of stuff on YouTube. He's got a great style that I could learn a lot from. He's amazing. It's like, you think this guy lies in bed and doesn't want to get up and draw? Doesn't look like it to me. And he's got some talent, that guy. I just found out about him today. I think he got recommended to me on Instagram, and there's a bunch of like quick, snappy tutorial clips on his Instagram. So eventually I checked out his YouTube channel. He's got like a Patreon as well, and a Gumroad, and all these like ebooks and things to sell you. He keeps busy. I can see that. I like guys like that. I'm gonna have to stop at 9. It is 8:15. Let's see if I can crank out these last 3 panels. Okay. Man, okay. Okay, I'm not saying much with apologies, but let's see. What are my earliest drawing memories? That's a good one. I remember in kindergarten, I did a drawing in crayon of just like a crazy guy. Yeah, I think I was just trying to use a bunch of different colors. So the hair was brown, his shirt was purple, his eyes were red. It was just kind of wild looking. And I was showing my dad, who was just picking me up, and he was talking to my teacher, and he asked me what it was, or my teacher asked me what it was, and I just kind of mumbled like, I don't know, and then she goes, "Oh, it's a monster." I was like, "Okay," but I remember thinking like, I didn't think it was a monster. Um, I remember I would come up with ideas for my own Goosebumps books, and I would draw covers to them. Sometimes I would try to write them, and I would get like 3 chapters in, and each chapter would be like a page long. And then I would give up. It would fall out of my interest. I also had a binder of sheets of drawings I had done of existing Goosebump book covers. There was one time I remember I drew like he was like a kind of like Mr. Shivers here. He was like a factory boss guy. He was kind of he was kind of like a muckman type guy. And his name was Mr. Scumbag. I thought he was pretty cool at the time. I didn't know what he was for. Like, I didn't have a reason to have made him, but it's just a loose character I made up. I had a comic that I was making for a little while called Willie, and Willie he kind of looked like Woodstock, like a ripoff of Woodstock, but he was a blonde kid with glasses. I was a blonde kid with glasses. And then I think in the comics, they were ultra terrible, but it was supposed to be like a comic strip. And like he had a friend named Stupid, Stoopid. And these were like, even for me, they were badly drawn characters. I mean, like they were worse than I usually drew back then. And I don't know. I know the kid's name. Like eventually, I decided his last name was Smout, Smawt, like Willie Smout. That was my idea of a joke. And then I don't know. was just terrible. I don't know. I remember I made up this one-eyed alien that I would draw all the time for a while, named Zix Fligmast. Just, just terrible character design, terrible names. In high school, I was trying to make a Johnny the Homicidal Maniac style comic. It wasn't filled with gratuitous murder or anything, but it was totally like styled after Johnny the Homicidal Maniac. It was called The Frightening Niz, and the main character's name was Niz. And I was making that. I was trying to make that comic for a long time. I think from like 2000. 2002 to 2004, probably. Maybe 2000 to 2004. But maybe I was trying to make it while I was still in middle school. Okay. So that looks like. Okay. Sure, I had other ideas for like comic strips over the years. The Frightening Niz was about. It was like this guy was slowly. It was about him going crazy. He was finding out he was going crazy, and like his perception of reality was kind of shifting. And there was this kid on the lawn that would just stand on his lawn and stare at his house, stare at him through the window. And this kid was like transforming over time. I don't know. That's kind of all I remember. I know he had a friend named Sin. The characters had 3-letter names because of Invader Zim. It was interesting, but I realized I was trying too hard to be like it was too embedded in trying to be like something else. You know what I mean? So I was like, I put it down after a while. But there was a really funny scene in it. Horrible funny scene, but it was very much in line with like the Johnny the homicidal maniac kind of thing. So that he goes into a burrito place. I think it was called Burrito King or something like that. And he sees this morbidly obese guy in line ahead of him or something. Oh, no. As he's like going to order, he sees this morbidly obese guy sitting at a table with this pile of burritos in front of him, just like stacked high. And he goes, "If I eat 100, I get one free." And then he takes a bite and has a heart attack and dies. And Niz is like, maybe I'll pass on burritos today. Actually, my younger brother Jimmy came up with who was like a little boy, came up with the buy 100 get. Like I was writing the scene, but he came up with the funny part of if I eat 100, I get one free. It was kind of amazing that he even thought that up, because he had to be like 4. I mean, that thing, it's fine that it never happened, but it was like the first in a long line of me not being able to pull the trigger on a project, just not finishing anything. You know what I mean? I just wish I had it in me to finish stuff years ago. That was like early high school. It was doomed to be bad just because I was a young dumb kid. But I would have gotten used to finishing stuff like real early, and then I probably would have gone on to make my second terrible thing and a third, and then Bonehead would be much better. But yeah, when I was making that comic, that's when I would do it in dark black pencil on, I think, just copy paper, and I would ink it with one of these Pilot Precise V5 rolling ball extra fine pens. And that seems insane to me. I wouldn't ink anything with that now. I bought some of them. I have a handful of them in my room right now, but I don't know why that's what I would insist on using back in the day. I don't think I don't know if I have any of that book anywhere anymore. Probably in a box in my basement, but I really don't have much to show. But I was always thinking about that character and that story for a long time. It's a shame it wasn't good. Time is it? 8:35. What else? What else did I draw? I remember I made it also also trying to be Joan and Vasquez. I made a comic, and I lost this, and I was really bummed out about it at the time. But it was kind of a ripoff of his Tickle Me Helmo. In one of the Squee books, which I didn't have. I had the big Squee collection, but it doesn't have those in it. I think it doesn't have the Meanwhiles. No, I forget. I don't think it had. I don't think it does have Meanwhiles. I don't know, but I don't think it had the Tickle Me Helmo thing in it for some reason. Which I found out about later. Or maybe it does. I don't remember. But I mean, there was this thing it was called Berkey, and it was like a little puppet. It's like a Muppet, but it was kind of the same idea. But I forget what even happened in it. I remember there was a panel where he was being cuddled by two babes. That's all I remember. It was like a 4-page comic that I made, and I was really proud of it. I once made a colored comic about me and my friends that I was really happy with. I just remembered also I made a colored SpongeBob comic, a 2-page full-color SpongeBob comic that I colored with Prismacolor markers in high school that I was really proud of and wanted to send into Nickelodeon magazine, but I never did. I was really particularly proud of some color combinations I used on Patrick. Or something. But I don't remember what happens in that either. I used to like Nickelodeon magazine. I didn't see it much, but I used to like Nickelodeon magazine. I was a big fan of Mad Magazine, mostly Bill Ray. If I found, because he worked on Ren and Stimpy, and I really loved his style more than anything else in Mad Magazine. And so there was this comic strip that he did in Mad Magazine called Monroe. And it was like, I would always check to make sure there was a Monroe in Mad Magazine before I picked up a copy. And if there was, if I saw Bill Ray art in it, I'd buy it. Yeah, Monroe was wild. I've really wanted them to put out like a collection of all the Monroe comics. It continued, like I remember the time I opened a Mad Magazine and I found him, like I hadn't seen Bill Ray in Mad Magazine for a while, and they were starting to get scarce. But then I finally one day I found an issue of Mad Magazine, and I open it up, and there's Monroe, but it's drawn in a totally different style by a totally different artist. And I was just so heartbroken about it. It's like, oh no. He wasn't doing Mad Magazine anymore, I guess. I should tweet at him, like, if there's any realistic way of getting a collection of Monroe. I would definitely pay for that. I would definitely buy a book of Monroe. It was just like this wild, dysfunctional family. Monroe was like this punk kid, and everybody in the comic was kind of horrible. And then, like, he would get bullied. His friend was a dweeb. Like, I don't know. It was just all like everybody in the comic was horrible. He had a grandfather who was a Nazi. It was very funny. Got 15 minutes. Can I pull it off? I'll spend 7 minutes on the eyebrows alone. Woo. And out of wind real early into that. Oh man, it's gonna be nuts when my buddies come out. My two friends are coming out from Washington for Thanksgiving, and now we'll really have something to celebrate. Our brother, our bro, is engaged. He's getting married. So I'm sure it's gonna be a little bonkers here. And with apologies, when they're out here, I may stream less because I have to tend to any free time I have. I'm gonna be trying to hang out with them on their terms. You know, it's I gotta, like, when they're free and I'm free, I gotta make time for them. So they'll be out here about 10 days. And my buddies Ben and Jake. Oof. on for over 2 hours. My brush is getting a little stressed. Okay. When I was in high school at some point, I realized my favorite Disney movie was Sleeping Beauty. I really love the background artist, Ivan Earl, who I think worked on maybe Peter Pan and maybe Alice in Wonderland as well, and probably a lot of other ones. But not only that, his background's in Sleeping Beauty, but just the whole dang style of Sleeping Beauty is wonderful. It's so beautiful, that movie. It's so stylized and amazing. Okay. Books. I think these are the last books in the whole dang book. I don't think I have to draw another freaking library in the rest of this book after this. Certainly hope so. Okay. Finished just in time. Okay. We can call it there. I should be able to do another page tomorrow. I don't know what time I'd be doing that. Gotta see. The next few days are going to be tricky, but I should be able to make them work. I just don't know when about. But I'll be doing pages this week. Never you fear. Or do. Just fear it. Okay. Goodbye, everybody. I love you. Don't do what criminals would do, but rather do what good people would do instead. That's my advice for you.